Shout out to the Clips. They did their thing, but young Bieber, unfortunately, not unfortunately, kind of fortunately, because it was a really good project, had to drop Swag on their head top, man.
Yeah.
The surprise album from the biggest pop star of our generation.
Yeah. Well, Taylor, but
in competition.
It's right
in
there.
competition.
It's those two.
Could talk with Taylor Swift. Justin Bieber released his new album, Swag, and it was marketed to us through, it felt like all over the place, Instagram stories from him, limited actual like traditional rollout stuff. It was more just people talking about, oh my God, is Justin Bieber on drugs, losing his mind? Is he going to stay with his wife? There was just conversation about what the fuck is he doing? And now we get this body of work that feels more intentional than I think a lot of his music has ever felt from a sonic perspective.
Yeah.
From a lyrical standpoint, it does seem like Justin is actually all together also.
Right, right.
Which I was happy to hear.
One of my biggest takeaways is, he does love Haley.
Yeah.
He's not the worst boyfriend ever.
I think Justin knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Or husband. Are they married?
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah, Haley Bieber.
Married with a kid. He had a new kid.
My bad.
This was, I think I peeled back the layers on this project and it got better for me because I found out the Scooter Braun stuff. And I think he has a new deal with Def Jam or whatever. That's a licensing deal. So he's seeing more of the profits from this music, owns his masters, all of that stuff. So this was his first step into this new venture, not only with new music, but also like full creative control and kind of just being able to say like, yo, I have the freedom to make what I want to make and see the full success of that.
Yeah.
And I think he used that moment to shine a light on some of the really, really dope up and coming artists on the production side of things and the writing side of things. mk.gee, Dijon are names that I feel like we've talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But to see them get put on this stage, mk.gee said in an interview, I think it was mk.gee or Dijon, I think it was mk.gee. He's like, everything that comes out of Justin Bieber's mouth is pop. So to do a lot of weird, crazy shit behind that is really awesome because that kind of could be a through line for everyone. So yeah, I was happy with this project.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite Justin Bieber album ever. I understand if it's not other people's, but me personally, I don't like, my go-to isn't big, super produced, expensive pop records. You know what I mean? And so to hear him use his same knack for like earworm melodies and like really repeatable, catchy, but also like moderately introspective pop lyrics over super dreamy, stripped back, rough, demo-ish production from, like you said, mk.gee and Dijon, but also Carter Lang was all over this project, who was a goat behind some of the, because I think a lot of the best artists ever use this feel, where it's like, we don't want this to feel like we had all the most expensive producers in the world. We don't want it to feel quantized. We don't want it to feel perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about Frank Ocean Blonde, to me, a lot of that is similar, where it's almost like super dreamy, atmospheric, and doesn't sound like anything else on the radio. I got a text that was like, yo, this Bieber album reminds me of Frank. And I'm like, well, slow down. But I can understand because I've said the same thing about mk.gee before. And that's kind of where I'm really happy with the direction Bieber went. Because to me, this is like the most creatively inspiring Bieber music I've ever heard.
Yeah. How did you feel about the project?
I really like the project. I'm here for the music. I think everything that Spencer said is probably stuff that I would say, right? Like I think the more stripped back, minimalist production, while I do feel like I'm seeing like rumblings online of it being criticized, I really felt was super dope, emotional and vulnerable. Yukon, Way It Is. I'm trying to think of another song that I really fuck with on the project.
Devotion is the shit, bro.
Devotion, Butterflies. Like I love it, bro. I think and I explained this to you earlier. Like I think there's a lot of music that dropped this week that just my different moods. Like this morning I was listening to Bieber on shuffle. I was like, this is an amazing body of work. I was curious though, and maybe this isn't important, but it just has been on my mind. I was curious why this was marketed to us as if it was going to be like a rap project. That was my one thing about it. I was like, you co-signing all the underground artists, you're like associating with Cardi doing the baby voice thing on story. Like, I just didn't get that part because at the end of the day, like he didn't deliver a rap project. He only had like 3 rap features and the rest were all like R&B and pop.
And
That was my only question.
I didn't
about
love
the, project.
the rap features. I didn't think it was going to be a rap album. I thought it was going to be an R&B album for sure in the vein of like Journals. I'm not mad that he didn't do that because I don't want him to be forced into doing something that the public wants. At the same time, I felt like there were some tracks on here that were a little bit too stripped back for me to jump and say it's Frank Ocean. Because on Blonde, you still have moments like A Night, which is like big and right, you know? Like Frank has those moments where it's like, I want you to feel this song.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like there was any songs that were moments. This was more something I want to put on when I'm like gonna sit down and think. But there's nothing that like really like blows me away like a crazy moment. It's just amazing music to listen to.
Yeah, I think it's just a vibe. Like the whole thing is
it's
vibe.
It's 100% a vibe.
And it's something that I think there are so many incredible moments on songs that I haven't even like grabbed yet that the more I listen to it, I think I'm going to appreciate more. I think it is a grower. To be completely honest,
I'm not mad at that because it's definitely grown on me.
Yeah, and like I know we've talked about mk.gee a lot already, as we should, because I think he played a huge role in this album, not only production but also inspiring. This sounds and feels a lot like 2 Star and the Dream Police.
Yes,
which is an album where the first time I listened to it, I grabbed 2 songs, and by the 100th listen, I love every record on that album.
Yeah, I think my consistent thing with mk.gee has been, he's not going to be the person who's going to blow up, but he's going to inspire the next person that goes crazy, you know, the next generational artist. Like, I think someone's going to take from what he's doing and like kind of do what Bieber did, you know, like maneuver it in their own way to where it's going to be more mainstream and palatable to people, but still have the essence of what he's doing. Cause I think that that's super, super dope.
But I don't think that's a crazy take.
Yeah.
But I do think fans of the genre will always hold him as like the one that like led this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The one, without him, it's not going to go where it's going to go. He's someone who it feels like is actively pushing music forward.
Yeah.
Doing things that other people aren't do. Cause I've heard like even just like his technique is different than other people, you know, or something.
I've
like,
never heard no one with guitar tone like that.
Yeah. Like just like literally the way that he plays this music is just unlike other people have thought to approach before, which is super dope and necessary. And Bieber had Drewski on here. And I think those moments took away from it.
You didn't like the Drewski stuff?
I didn't like the Drewski stuff. I didn't like the Sexy Red placement. It felt like those were times when like you almost lost the seriousness of what you were trying to do. And I don't think the album was ever meant to be overly serious, but I don't like need Drewski to say that your soul is black on your album. I could do without that skit.
And so, but I think that draws back into what I was saying. Like, I feel like Bieber is from a time when I think the Bieber is black thing has been like a joke for a minute. And I feel like he came up in a time when like he wouldn't necessarily take those jokes as serious, but I don't know, bro. Like, if you're not gonna go for like a rap or hip hop album, like why force it? Like, why put Sexy Red on there? I don't think Cash Cobain really had a great moment on his song either. Yeah. I think the Lil B song was the only song where I saw like a quote unquote rapper or hip hop artist like thrive on a different type of production and do something a little different.
Agreed.
I feel like these moments that he was trying to put in that felt like he was trying to like do something like quote unquote cultural definitely took away from the project rather than added to it.
It was my complaint. It was also my complaint because while I did find the Drewski stuff funny, to be honest, like looking back on it, it definitely is like, okay, you're marketing through Bossman, D-Lo, and all this underground culture. Like you mentioned before, you're naming the album Swag. The features that come out on all the blogs are Sexy Red, Gunna, and Cash Cobain. You know what I'm saying? And then you give us like an alternative pop album with like rap features on alternative pop songs. You know what I mean? And Drewski doing the interlude about Black and Mods. Like it does feel a little exploitive. Is that how you say that word?
Yeah.
It feels a little exploitive, and it's my biggest critique of the album because sonically I love the music.
Yeah. My bad. I wanted to add that Gunna added too. That Gunna verse was great.
I really like the Gunna song.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, the Gunna song grew.
He did it right.
I was gonna hate on it. Before this morning. I'm not gonna lie. But shout out Bieber.
What's your favorite song on the Bieber album?
Yukon or Devotion.
Way It Is or Yukon?
I'll give you Daisies or Devotion.
Devotion's really fucking
Devotion
good.
is so good.
Devotion will make you want to shed a tear or something if you're in love. But Yukon is just like Yukon is the one where the demo thing works.
Yeah, Yukon seems like it's gonna be the one. Just
seems like
from
it.
what I see online.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be Daisies because day one streams said Daisies, and like to me that feels like more of a Yukon is definitely gonna be the one.
You know what I mean? That shit is just there's a rawness about that you can't really like. You know, I just feel like people like the way that sounds. It feels like an iPhone voice recording that you hear and it's like, wait, is this fire?
I love the demo nature of this whole record. I love the rough like.
I like it when I want to mix.
No,
there should be a mix because also, you know what I don't like is that I don't think we had one bridge or one chord change throughout the entire album. Every song was built on one progression that evolved throughout the whole thing. We didn't get a bridge.
I'm so glad you said it.
But
yeah.
I think he also, I mean, obviously, I don't think I'm saying anything that is new. I think it's all purposeful just because I'm thinking about when he threw random voice memos in there too. I feel like that's more like speaking to. I think it was an artistic choice that all this was that.
It was a very artistic choice.
I think it's very, we talked about this on stream. I think it's very anti. Like, not anti like Rihanna, but like anti everything that's going on in pop music right now. Everything is big, overly produced. And I feel like this is like speaking to the opposite of that.
I agree.
Yeah. Shout out Bieber.
Let me check.